they're worried that their bodies and everything will not be taken care of. And yeah, we think, oh, there's the Veterans Administration. They spend billions, but everybody sees the veterans in the street. Everybody sees the veterans complaining about the Veterans Administration. Everybody sees this. And it has to stop. Like, I don't know the exact structure, but if they go in mental health, healthcare, education, Gold Star family benefits, all for life. That's the starting point. I just went into it on why the generals are fucked up and lying about the young Americans that are not joining, saying that it's the kids' fault. It is not the kids' fault. They have free choice and they will make their decisions, and they've taken their measure of you and they don't want to work with you. And until these shills take accountability for the failures and the failures of all the, leaders that came before them, all the big heroes that can't convince the people to sign up, that lie to us. When you admit that it's failing and that there needs to be trust rebuilt and that incentives need to be aligned between the soldier and the government, because right now incentives are not aligned, and that's why they're not signing up. You know what people say? Okay, no one says anything to me because no one's watching these fucking videos, but someday they will. You know what people will say to me? They'll be like, oh, John, you're so good at pointing out all the problems with everything and picking apart every little thing and overanalyzing every little thing and da-da-da-da, but like you're not part of the solution. Where's your solutions? There's no solutions to these problems, so we'll just keep doing what we're doing until we get slaughtered on the battlefield and our country gets humiliated, and basically no young person anywhere wants to wear an American flag on their shoulder ever again. Yeah, we'll just pretend like nothing's wrong. No, fuck that. I have the Bill of Rights of the U.S. soldier, Marine, service person, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's all just one organization. You say you're going to join this, that, whatever. I mean, it's a joint force, right? We're basically talking about any young person who's joining the military as an enlisted person that probably has not finished college. The people that we need, flat out. Bill of Rights. So first one is they need to have the right to not be sexually assaulted or harassed. All of them. And that problem needs to be fucking solved from the jump. Okay? Like, look, I'm not saying I know, I'm not some expert on this shit, but like, this shit's gotta stop. Otherwise, people are not going to sign up. They're not going to send their daughters. We need a commitment to education. That's what the GI Bill is. The GI Bill, theoretically, is saying, you fight for the country, we'll make sure that you have access, to some form of education. And with that education benefit, you can do whatever you want with it as a veteran. And honestly, without the GI Bill, the plight of veterans over the wars would have been, since World War II when it was invented, the military probably would have already collapsed, probably after Vietnam or something around there. The GI Bill has kept the military going for a very long time. Now, it's dated and not ideal. So there needs to be a right to an education. The soldier goes in and it's like, I'll give you my body, whatever. But like, I'm understanding that I have the benefit of education here coming my way as part of this deal. And that commitment needs to be made. Now, I might go on my first deployment, roll over in a Humvee, drown. I am not going to get to use that benefit. Where does that benefit go? Back into your pocket? Because, see the bargain? That benefit is one of the most important benefits of joining the military. And it needs to be up to ensure that people are getting the education they need, because the veterans are one of our biggest hopes for the future of the country. And this isn't racial. There is a lot of diversity in the military, and the military veterans across are going to do great things. And the education helps, but it needs to be taken to the next level. And for people who die before they get to use it, it needs to be passed down. It needs to be gifted to a civilian, the kid, the wife, whoever. It needs to be available to be gifted, even if they don't die. Some people don't want to go to college. They understand the value of a college education. They know that their kids might need it. They know that their spouse might need it, or whoever, little brother, little sister, whatever. They need to be able to transfer that benefit to somebody else if they do not intend to use it themselves. I mean, it's a simple change. These changes are fucking simple, but this is all part of fixing this commitment to education and being like, you fight with us, you will have education. And you will have a life after the military, because the military isn't for old people. You can't stay forever, no matter what, even the generals. There needs to be a guaranteed path to citizenship for young people who serve honorably in the U.S. military. That's self-explanatory. Like, I've seen it. Everyone in the military has seen the immigrants, green card holders that are in the military. Like, their shit needs to be taken care of. And they shouldn't be wondering and they're standing right next to me, and I'm an American. Their shit needs to be taken care of so we can go fight. Because I fight with the people who fight. You know, and this guy's from Jamaica or wherever. Like, we got to go fight. On the back of his mind, it can't be, am I ever going to get to be an American? Like, that question needs to be answered up front. Straight up. They guaranteed mental health care. The kids think/know that under certain circumstances, when you join the U.S. military, like, you might suffer some depression or some ill effects or whatever. Now, you could just live your regular life and get PTSD. There's all kinds of shit that can happen. But what they are seeing is a correlation, whether it's movies, whether it's real, it's perceived, whatever it is, between military service and mental problems. And maybe they believe in themselves. And maybe they would be willing to risk it. But they know the government's not there to fucking back them up, because they're not backing us up as well as they could. And they only did it out of pure necessity. The system is not proactive in addressing our problems. And the young people see that. It's patently obvious. They need guaranteed mental health care for life. And maybe even for their kids too, or something. They need guaranteed Gold Star family benefits for life. When you bring back a box instead of a Ranger, you are stuck in that family until the end. The military has to fill that gap. It cannot be sloughed off on a contractor or some religious officer or whatever. When you don't bring one of them back and that family goes on, everybody sees that. The community sees that. That hole that is never filled. Even if they keep to themselves about it, everybody knows that the government will forget. That the people will forget. There's all this built up shit when you're putting the body in the ground, but 10 years later, 20 years later, it's just all history. But these people are still left with nothing. With a Ranger who's 25 forever. And there's no new pictures. And there's no children. And there's no nothing. That has to be fixed. Furthermore, they need guaranteed health care for life. Just fucking flat ass health care. If you serve, health care for life. Everybody wants health care. They're worried that their bodies and everything will not be taken care of. And yeah, we think, oh, there's the Veterans Administration. They spend billions. But everybody sees the veterans in the street. Everybody sees the veterans complaining about the Veterans Administration. Locked in a stairwell, dying by himself. Decomposing for 6 fucking weeks before someone opened the stairwell to look for the missing patient. Everybody sees this. And it has to stop. Like, I don't know the exact structure, but if they go in mental health, healthcare, education, Gold Star family benefits, all for life. That's the starting point.